wouldn't advise that, Smoothie. You'd fry into a crisp. Me, I like the warmth, but I wouldn't recommend it for you. Quite a bit of heat and radiation in there. That's why the smoothies that built this place included a maintenance bot. Maintenance bot? Yeah, the smoothies that built this place didn't want to fry either, so they included a robot. It was designed to perform maintenance tasks by remote control from a terminal in a room to the west. That's perfect, I can use that. Well, it hasn't worked too well lately. Kept overheating. We don't need to use it anyway, so we didn't bother to fix the heat shielding on it. If you can figure out the control codes and don't run it for too long, you may be able to get it to do what you want. Cool. So, this is like a little puzzle in the game. And I happen to know the secret to the puzzle, or at least I think I remember. Basically, you get to access this here computer, and you need to get this robot, this Mr. Handy right here, to go through all of these different stations in order, and then get to this coolant valve over here. And then you need to make the right choice, 50-50. One of them will melt down the reactor core and blow the world up. The other one will get the reactor coolant to work well so that it will start functioning energy much better. There we go. But I think I still need one of those hydroelectromagnetic magnetosphere magnetic hydroelectro thingies. So I'm gonna take off real quick. Might be able to get one of those in Vault City. Now, just like in MODOK, if I go and I tell the other city about the plight of these ghouls, they pretty much are just gonna shaft me and say, "Don't worry about it, we'll just kill them anyways." So it's really up to me to make sure that this happens smoothly. Otherwise, Vault City will just have no problem coming in here and killing all the ghouls. Now, I recall there being someone else of importance. I don't remember where he's at. Oh, this is a bar full of people who play Tragic the Gathering. And it's obviously a blatant reference to Magic the Gathering, but it's like the only place in the game where I think you you run into people who actually play it. Ah, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. I think. Hello there. Ever noticed that each Brahmin has its own personality? Well, if you watch them as long as I have, you sure notice. That's really interesting. Who are you? Well, my real name's John, but everyone here calls me Lumpy. Why Lumpy? Well, it's sort of a joke. See, they usually call people like you and me Smoothskins, but I was treated so poorly by other Smoothskins down in Vault City that everyone here figured I must be more lumpy than they are. Why were you treated poorly in Vault City? Well, they said I wasn't human enough for them. I'm sort of radiation resistant. Perfect for here. But they didn't like it. Treated me like dirt. Really? One day I just couldn't take it anymore. I figured dying out in the waste was better than living with those assholes in Vault City. How'd you end up here then? Well, a caravan from Broken Hills found me and brought me here. Been here ever since. One thing about the ghouls here is that they care more about what kind of person you are inside. It's like a big family. Where are those? Broken Hills is where we get all the uranium that we need for the atomic reactor from. From what I understand, the uranium is mined by the mutants down there, but they have humans trade the stuff for them. Why do they have humans trade the stuff for them? Well, because they trade uranium to Vault City too. Vault City treats anyone that's not a pure strain human just like lepers. So, Broken Hill uses human traders. Some guy named Chad, I think. Chad? Huh. Keep that in mind. Let me ask you something else. Anything unusual going on? Mostly stick to my business, but sometimes I think I hear things late at night. Hear things? Like what? Well, I'm not sure, mind you, but I think I've heard people. At least I thought it was people. Coming and going from the reactor pit late at night. People? Every night? Well, I don't know if there are people or what, but usually it's just every couple of nights. Noises coming and going from the reactor pit. I don't know what's going on, and I don't want to know either. I guess I can't blame you and tell them what might be down there. Aren't you the curious one? Well, okay, what do you want to know? What's all that junk in the yard? Well, some of this junk is left over from when they were building the reactor, before the war. The rest of this stuff? I don't know. Skeeter collects all kinds of stuff. Alright, guess that's all I need to know. Okay, so he's hearing stuff from coming inside of this. I have a feeling this room is actually a bit radiated. I think I'm okay for right now. I wonder if I can get down into this pit. I'm not quite sure, but I do know that I have rope. Like I said, I always carry rope. No, it doesn't look like it. Huh, okay. Fair enough. Might be possible. I might be doing it wrong if it's even doable. Hello there, my name's Gordon. Gordon of Gecko. Hello there, Gordon, I'm Rowdy. What do you do here? I look for opportunities. Opportunities? Like what? I look for ways of maximizing my potential worth. Huh, sounds like greed to me. I am greedy, but most people misunderstand greed. Greed is a powerful driving force. Throughout history, mankind's greatest achievements were driven by men that wanted to better their positions. Driven by greed. Greed, lack for a better word, is good. Take your word for that, Gordon. What does greed have to do with Gecko? Jeez. So far, not much, but in greed lies Gecko's salvation. I have important information about the survival of Gecko, but I can't get anyone to listen to me. What kind of information? Well, I've calculated that if our reactor was running properly, we could generate an enormous amount of excess power, far more than Gecko needs. Yeah, so? I've also found out from a very reliable source that Vault City cannot expand without additional power. Vault City can't expand? Vault City, you see, has enough power for their current needs, as long as they're careful. But the Vault power plant that they use was never designed for the increased load their city is putting on it. It's at its peak capacity now. Without more power, they can't expand. I don't see how that helps you. Well, if our power plant's working better, we could trade our excess power and technical expertise to Vault City in exchange for medical technology. And, without more power, Vault City will almost burn out the reactor in 15 years. If Gecko's reactor isn't repaired, we won't last half that time. Without medical technology, all of us schools are going to die off the next 20 years anyway. Everyone loses if Vault City and Gecko don't cooperate. So you're just a good Samaritan, huh? Somehow I don't buy that. Not at all. I've got my end covered. I'd be the natural choice to administer this project. Greed is my driving force, but thousands of lives are saved by it. Greed is good. At least it would be if I can get anyone in Vault City to read my economic data. I might be able to show the data to someone in Vault City. Well, I have all the relevant economic data on a disk. You may have it if you promise to show the data to someone in Vault City that can understand and make use of the data it contains. But be discreet with it. Not everyone there will be happy you talk to us schools. Alright, I'll take the disk. I'm sure it can be put in the right hands. And I know exactly the guy whose hands I shall put it in. When they give you big warnings like that, they absolutely mean those big warnings in this game. If you give those to the wrong people in the consulate office, like, it spells the end for Gecko. That said, let's get rolling here. I'd like to start here. This is like the little trading outpost. They sell a lot of medical supplies here. Hello there, Percy Crump here, master merchant in this locality. But you can just call me plain old Percy. Yes, you can. Heck, everybody does. Now what can I do you for? Let's see what you can do me for. Yeah, you got money. That's good enough. That could be worth something. You know, honestly, I don't even need these anymore. Or really these. I don't even care about the quest. I guess that'll do it. Ooh, actually, I know Vic has a 14mm pistol that he is just never in his lifetime gonna use. Where is Vic? Oh, there he is. Slow ass. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, and don't need that. Solik. Not giving him anything either. Alright, this should net some more cash. Ooh, hello. That's a bit much. That'll work. Alright, money, money. Sweeter than honey. Nice thing is that once you kind of get going in this game, it's much easier to generate cash because, like, I've been trying to skip the highwaymen and the robbers that I run into, even the fact that they drop guns, just because I can't kill them right now. Now, I can kill them. Okay, so now I need to head back to Vault City, and I need to find out about how to get a hydromagnetic electrosphere regulator, I think it is, and I need to give that audio tape to somebody. here. Stop right there. No outworlders allowed within the Vault City after dark. But I'm a citizen. Citizens, huh? Let me see your paper. What I meant was, how do I get about getting citizen? Go talk to Wallace at Customs. Now leave me alone. Okay, that's not exactly what I wanted. Alright, the label on this holotape reads Gecko Economic Data. It's difficult to interpret most of the technical charts, tables, and formulae here, but the majority of the information seems to highlight the advantages of a Vault City to Gecko alliance. Okay. Let us sleep till the mañana. Alright, we have to do it over here. Okay. Yeah, see, Cassidy was named after a comic book character. Okay, here you go. Alright, check my stuff. This gets really annoying if you just came from Reno and you have drugs in your bag or anything like that. You have to, like, even if it's in your companion's bag, you have to go search your companions, pull it out of their bag, pull it off of you, drop it somewhere nearby. It's quite annoying. Alright, now we gotta be careful with this, so I'm gonna make sure I save. So yeah, you say one wrong word here, and it's just not good. Alright, hello, can I help you? Who are you? I am Senior Counselor McClure, and you are? Rowdy, pleased to meet you. What can I do for you? Can I ask you some questions? What is it and what would you like to know? I think you might have a part that could fix Gecko's power plant. What do you mean? If I had a hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator, I could make their plant run clean. That's an acceptable solution. Stopping the radiation poisoning is all I care about. I'm worried that Lynette will withhold my citizenship if I fix the plant. If you fix their plant, I'll give you citizenship and there's not a damn thing she can do about it. Excellent. Where can I get the part? Go see Randall, the Chief Amenities Officer. He should have the part in stock. There's one other thing. You might find this economic data disk interesting. I'm sorry? An economic data disk? What do you mean? It's an economic data disk that shows the amount of energy that Gecko's atomic power plant produced before the war, and could produce again. I see. So what does this have to do with me? Well, as I understand it, Vault City's power generator can only support so many people. In fact, it's already nearing its limit. I'm not going to ask you how you came by that information, but if it were true, what are you proposing? Once the Gecko power plant is fixed, the disk indicates that it would be possible to produce enough energy for Vault City too. Looks like the reactor would need to be optimized first, though. Are you suggesting we seize Gecko and take their power plant? I will not listen. No. If Gecko could receive the optimization data for their plant, I'm betting that they'd be willing to trade their excess power for medical assistance. As far as medical assistance goes, I'm not unsympathetic to the plight of the ghouls. They have certainly suffered enough. But how do we optimize their plant? I don't know, maybe there's someone I can talk to once the plant is repaired. I have no objections to your proposal. If you can find some means of optimizing the plant, let me know. Alright, I'll go get that part from Randall and see about repairing the reactor first. I'll keep the economic data disk and study it some more. Perhaps I can persuade the Council to enter negotiation with Geckos to trade for their power. The data disk will be a strong argument in of itself. I appreciate it, thanks. So, did that, got free 750 XP, and everything's set up. Looks like Randall has my hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator, which means I can just go pick it up, bring it back to Gecko, and then start solving that puzzle. We should be getting close to, I think, 8 here soon. Oh, we're only 6. Okay. Well, close to 7 then. Hello there, stranger. Always a pleasure to see a new face. Name's Randall. I'm the Chief Amenities Officer. Need something? Yes. Councilor McClure said you'd have a hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator in stock. God, that's a mouthful. In stock that I could have. Yeah, I said you'd be stopping by. Rowdy, right? Wait for 1 minute. I'll get you the hydroelectric the high mag. Alright. Alright, here you go. 1 high mag. Kinda looks like a lava lamp, doesn't it? Oh, don't drop it. It's pretty fragile. Thanks. I might stare at this a few hours before talking into the Gecko plant. Alright, here we go. So we got that. No problem. head back to Gecko.